you have to have something that's going to continue to motivate you because, like I said, change is difficult because
Hello, Christina. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Really happy you came back on the show. It's a pleasure. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, of course, especially now. I know you're really busy teaching here, teaching there, moving from place to place, giving a lot of great value for people. So I really appreciate your time today. I want to ask you a question. Last time we spoke about maybe a little bit, but not too much. Many people, when New Year comes, and now we're already in February, when this will come up, also probably February. Many people have all of these, goals they want, whether it's in their relationship, in finance, and many people have goals when it comes to health goals, getting fit, getting in shape. What is it that now in February, probably like 70% of the people that put those goals for themselves, they're not there, like they're not doing it anymore. So what is it that you find that stops people from continuing and being persistent with having their goals? Number one. And number two is people that, I also want to congratulate people that are still, uh, trying to achieve their goal. What is it they could do to persist and continue if they're still on the journey?
Yeah, well, I mean, the first thing is that, you can have a goal, to lose weight or to get fit, but how do you measure that? So it needs to be something that you can measure so that way you can, kind of track yourself. But I mean, more so, okay, I want to get fit, I want to lose weight. Great, but why? So really that's the key before you even start is to ask yourself why, because
Doesn't matter
you have
why. One lose weight, who cares why?
well, because if you just want to lose weight, at some point in time, I mean, if you're trying to make a change, it's going to be difficult. And once it gets difficult, your body and your mind's going to say, this is too difficult. Let's just go back to what we were doing before. And hence what you're saying, like some people are, they fall off. A lot of people fall off. So, and that's why, when something gets difficult, it gets uncomfortable, when it challenges you, you need to have something that's going to bring you back. Like anytime you're trying to make any kind of change in your life, whether it's with your body, whether it's with your career, whether it's with your relationship, you have to have something that's going to continue to motivate you because, like I said, change is difficult because we always want to maintain, what's familiar. That's what's easy. That's a status quo, basically. So first knowing, why. So okay, you want to lose weight. Okay, why do you want to lose weight? A lot of times when I ask people, they say, oh, well, I want to feel better in my clothes. I want to have more energy. I want to be able to just go and do anything, that's physical without feeling any limitations, without worrying that I'm not going to be able to do it. That would be a good reason why.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's say I have my reason why. I'm sure some people do, some people don't. But what do you actually need to do in order to get healthy, in order to get in shape? Like, what are the action steps you need to do? And I also want to understand, I always come with two questions because that's how it works. But I also want to understand, even people that have their why, could it be that maybe they took for themselves a big goal that maybe they can't, they're so far, so they'll stop because they have a why, but they're right now here, they want to get there. So maybe should they go in smaller goals, like reduce the goal, or you're saying no, have a big goal, do that, that's what needs to be done.
Well, so you have your overall goal. Okay, like I want to lose weight. Great. And I want to lose weight because let's say, I want to have more energy. Okay, great. You want to have more energy, for what? I want to have more energy, with whatever, let's say for my kids to be able to, play with my kids, keep up with my kids and things like that. Okay, great. Then something measurable. How much do you need to lose, to get to that point? Okay, let's say, I'm gonna say, let's say I want to lose 30 pounds. Great. So that's your long-term goal. I want to lose 30 pounds so I can have more energy and keep up with my kids. That's my why. Okay, great. So then you have to figure out, yeah, and break it down. Okay, 30 pounds, how much time do I think it's going to get me to get there? Okay, so think about that logically. Okay, roughly like 2 pounds a week is, it's something good. So you calculate that. My math is not so great. I think that's 15 weeks. It should be. So then, if you say in 15 weeks, okay, week one, what am I going to do? Week two, what am I going to do? Week three, what am I going to do? And then, so you have your weekly goals. Then you have to have your daily goals. Okay, if this is what I want to get to in my first week, I want 2 pounds. Okay, what am I going to do every day, to get there? So yeah, exactly. You have to break it up, and you start small. Obviously, if you have your big goal to lose 30 pounds, if you just go and try to do, okay, I'm going to do a crash diet, I'm going to go from eating 2000 calories to 1200, you know you probably aren't going to make it to the 15 weeks, or maybe you will, and then you'll lose the weight, you'll feel great, but after some time, you're going to actually, instead of feeling more energized, you're going to feel less energized because you've been depriving yourself so much. And then you'll start binging. And then a lot of times people put on more weight than they had before. So, it's the thing to start small so that you create habits instead of just, going for that goal for the sake of, like I said, just having it that I can do it and then forget all about it. That's why, again, why you want to have the why. Like, why is it important? I'm not just going to keep up with my kids, for a week or two. I want to do it for my whole life. So starting off small, and having, tangible goals, and then making it something that's a habit. So you keep doing it until it's something that becomes familiar. And you go through that discomfort until it's like, okay, this is natural. I can start to see the effects. I can start to see how it's influenced me in positive ways. Okay, great. Now I'm ready for the next one.
Got it. So I really love what you said about the fact that you still have that big goal. It's there. It's not that you're throwing it in the garbage. It's totally here, but then you're breaking it down into small steps that will help you get there. That way you'll be persistent, you'll maintain it, and you'll actually do it. You always connect to your why, even in those small steps, in order to give you that, that motivation or the drive to continue. You also mentioned that there will be difficulties and there will be, times that you won't feel like it. And the reason I like that, because many times the reason for people to stop is that, it's difficult, or, I don't feel good because of it. And then, oh, I don't feel good, so it's not for me. And you're saying, no, you don't feel good. Okay, so first, that's part of the process. Second, do it slowly, do it step by step. And that's not a reason to stop. So I really appreciate that you brought that up. And I want now to be a little more, going down more into like practical steps that people can take. Each person is different, especially in everything, but especially when it comes to exercise and things like that. But what are like, I guess let's give like a few basic tips if you could provide us, please, that would help people get in shape, stay in shape. I guess stay in shape is turning into a habit, like you mentioned. They need to continue until it's a habit. But what are those few tips that can help people stay in shape in terms of their body?
Well, yeah. So we're saying, first thing is, you're having your goal, and make sure that your goal is, something that is tangible, it's measurable, and it's something that's tied to, a why. And that why is usually attached to some kind of feeling that you want to have. Like, obviously, how you're feeling right now is not how you want to feel. You want to feel something different. So, what is that thing different? So in order to be able to keep track of all of those things, something like this is really great. This is my planner. It's kind of like a journal. So having, you write down your major goal that you're shooting for, you write down your why, and you write down how long it's going to take, and then you break it down, like I said. So first thing is to have something to keep track of it. And then, like you said, those times when you're finding it difficult and things like that, you write that down, but you also acknowledge that, okay, I just did this workout. How do I feel after that? Or I just, made this new recipe. Okay, how did I feel after that? So that way, those times when you feel like, oh, it's not going so well, and then you look and you go, oh, wait a minute. Actually, no, there's change happening. It's written down here. I just forgot about it. And again, that's going to be your motivation. So that's going to be the first thing, is to have some way to document everything and do it on a
Something or
daily.
someone? Someone documenting for you, or you do it by yourself?
No, no, you do it. You need to do it.
Okay.
So that way you have it with you. And like I said, it's something that you reference and you go back to. So that way, like I said, there's going to be certain times when it feels difficult and you're going to think, oh, I'm not getting anywhere. And then you can go back and you go, oh, wait a minute. No, I'm making this change. I'm making this change. I did this. I did this. Change is happening. So it's something important to go back to. Um, a really easy thing to start with is movement, water. So um, it doesn't, like, if you're going from nothing, I mean, if you're not doing anything, and I just posted on my Instagram, walking, people, really underestimate, the power of walking. And it's not just, for losing weight and things like that. It has so many effects, on your mind, on your mental health, and everything is connected. So, and going outdoors, it changes you, puts you in a different type of environment and different way of thinking. So just starting off, okay, right, I'm going to walk every day. If you can at least do 20 minutes a day, and if it feels, wow, 20 minutes is so much, you can break it down into 2 10-minute walks, but do that. Do that until it becomes a habit. And it's like, oh, okay, this is not something that's so difficult. Yeah, I have 20 minutes in my day. I spend 20 minutes just looking at, Facebook or TikTok or whatever. So yeah, I can put my phone down and I can go for a walk and you start to feel how, it feels good. Okay. And then most people, they don't drink enough water. Like people drink, a few cups of coffee, which dehydrates you, or a few cups of tea. So just trying to say, okay, set a goal for how much water you drink. And I was saying, okay, whatever you drink, try to up it by 1 liter. And then try to do that every
One
couple of days.
liter?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Most people, like, I have my bottle here. This is 1.2 liters.
So
Um,
that means you need 2.2.
yeah. Like if you're only drinking one, yeah, drink two of
That's a
these,
lot.
which is really not, it sounds like it's low, but it's really not that much. Like we should drink about three. But like if you're wanting
Three
to,
a day?
yeah, but if you're wanting to lose weight, you want to be drinking more. You want to be drinking like 6 or 7, so that way your body can be flushing. Yeah, so your body
Not
can
like
flush.
poisoning you 6 or 7 liters? That's crazy.
What what's that?
Wow. I was like, first, if you drink even 3 liters a day, you need to have a bathroom like right next to you. And second, isn't it dangerous for the body to have so much water? Like it's your field, but that sounds a lot.
It does sound like a lot, but if you talk to a lot of people who are like in the fitness industry, bodybuilders and things like that, I mean, a lot of times they just walk around with a milk carton and that's what they're drinking. So
Wow. You drink
and they're
so much water.
sweating. Yeah, and they're sweating. So and I mean I do hot yoga, so I'm sweating a lot. So that's a way for my body to get those toxins out. Now, if you're somebody who's sedentary, you have a lot of toxins in you. How are you going to get them out?
So you're saying the water basically washes your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
So,
Is there a time in the day that like you need to stop drinking? That way it won't bother your sleep, or saying each person
yeah,
is
I mean, yeah, I would stop drinking about an hour before you sleep. Look, I mean, if you just set an intention, and they have these, these water bottles now that actually say, by noon you've drank this much, each whatever hour. But I mean, if you just set an intention, I would say to people, when you first wake up, you got to drink water, because people don't realize when they're sleeping, they're dehydrating. They don't realize that they do actually sweat when they sleep. Doesn't mean that your sheets are all wet, but your body is, because it's doing so much work when you sleep. So first thing when you wake up, you drink something. So if you wake up and drink, like 12 ounces of water, it's really not that hard. I did a water challenge with the yoga studio here, and that was our goal, is that every hour you drink 12 ounces. So if you drink 12 ounces every hour, it's actually really, really easy to get to 3 liters. And you'll get to 3 liters way before your, 1 hour before bedtime. And 12 ounces is a Coke can. So if you're just sipping that, you're not going to be running to the bathroom, all the time. That's when you chug the water, but you're just sipping it throughout the day. So, you need to have it, near you
yeah.
as a reminder,
Yes.
to be drinking it. But you got to put water in it.
That's a different story. That's step number two, you know. I went backpacking in the mountains in the Himalayas, so well, there you have to drink, you know. So I got that. And then I told myself exactly like you're saying. I said I need to start drinking more water. So I brought it back to my house. And now I have it next to me. I fill it up. Not too often, but I'm getting better, so it's fine.
And see, you said like because I was in the Himalayas and I was walking so much, I needed to drink. So we don't tend to think that we need to drink when we're just sitting around and we're not exercising. And and then when we do drink, we tend to reach for things that aren't water. Well, oh, like I'll have a coffee, oh, I'll have a Red Bull,
Yeah,
or something like that, which is not hydrating us at all. It's fake energy that it spikes us and it drops down because we're not creating energy within ourselves. We're
right.
relying on some other substance.
Yeah. Okay. So
So
let's
yeah.
say we did the walking. We were drinking a lot of water. Of course, we have the journal that you spoke about before. We have the why. Are there any other steps that people can take in order to continue and be persistent with getting in shape? And I know that each person is different. I understand. I'm just trying to understand like the basics.
Yeah. So the next thing is to start increasing the amount of fruits and vegetables you take. So again, where you're starting from, a good way to do it is just aim to have a vegetable with every meal that you have, like with your 3 meals. So, if you're having eggs, for example, put some spinach there or make an omelet, something like that. Or if you're doing a smoothie, throw in some organic spinach, in your smoothies, or some kale or whatever. Just aim to have a vegetable with each meal. Ideally, aim to get like 5 servings of vegetables and 2 servings of fruits. um, and that will make a big difference. A lot of times when I go and stay with people, they automatically lose weight and they don't do anything different. It's just because I'm there and I'm, making these things with fruits and vegetables, and they're consuming more of that, and they just end up losing weight because as their body's getting nutrition, first of all, their body's able to use that to make hormones and chemicals and all kinds of things that we need for our body. And then also they don't tend to grab the things that don't have any nutrition in them, like a bag of potato chips, or some popcorn or some chocolate or whatever. They just automatically, they just don't even crave it, they don't even think about it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so fruits and vegetables and anything else. And like you said, I think 5 servings of vegetables, 2 servings of fruit. Is there another crucial thing, or these are like the basics? And then of course,
Well, yeah, those are those are the basics. I have one more thing, definitely. Because I like to have 5. I don't know if that was 5. I think that was, but we'll say 6.
uh,
um, is sleep. People don't recognize how important, sleep really is. And a lot of times people say, "Oh yeah, no, I sleep really good." And then I'll say, "Well, do you wake up when you sleep?" Oh yeah, sometimes I wake up. And it's like, okay, when you wake up, do you feel and like, do you feel awake? Like, do you feel ready, or do you feel like you want to stay in your bed? So those are 2 questions, because a lot of times people think they sleep really, really well. And when you start asking them, yeah, they do wake up during the night. Like I said, when they wake up in the morning, they don't wake up ready to, start their day. They just want to stay in their bed, which lets me know that they didn't actually have quality sleep, which means they didn't get REM sleep. So I'm very big on having a morning and evening routine. So like I said, you stop drinking the water about 1 hour, before. You stop being on your phone, you stop being on your computer 1 hour, and you just send that signal to your body and your brain, hey, we're getting ready for bed. Okay. And then, you read or listen to music or do something calming. And then when it's bedtime, you go to bed and get at least 8 hours of sleep. So I really like the 10 to 6, unless you want to wake up at 5. That's awesome. Then 9 to 5. But ideally, you do want to be in bed before 12, definitely. Um, and because the first 4 hours when you sleep is physical repair, and the last 4 hours is physiological or whatever, not physiological, psychological repair. So, I mean, if you miss 1 hour, you're going to miss, some of the important stuff. And that's why you wake up and you feel groggy and you have a hard time concentrating. And you go for the coffee and you go for the Red Bull, just to, keep yourself awake and to keep yourself alert. If you just get good quality sleep, you won't need that. Also, it affects your metabolism. Also, it affects your cravings. So a lot of things will help you, in terms of your weight loss journey, just by getting 8 hours of good quality sleep.
Wow, that's so important. You know what's so crazy, Christina, that many times if people want to cut off of something, they won't cut off the fruit and vegetable, they'll cut off the sleep. And I'm saying people, but by the way, I'm so guilty of it. Not today, usually, but I used to sleep like 3, 4 hours a night. And long story, I got to the hospital, whatever. But I'm saying the point is that sleep is so crucial. We could go without drinking water a day, 2, 3, 4, which would be really bad, but also without eating vegetables. But you can't go 4 days with no sleep. You'll collapse. And it's so crazy that that's like the first thing that we give up. So I really appreciate you bringing that in the end, because sleep is so crucial. Also there, of course, each person has his hours, but in general, I really connect to that, and I think it's so important. I really appreciate all the 5 steps. And what I always say, and I'll continue saying it, that because I see it so much that, when people have these goals that they put for themselves, they try to go from 0 to 100. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. If for example, if you were talking about 5 servings of vegetables, if the person is listening right now, if you're having no vegetables, maybe don't jump to 5. Start with 3. Start and then go up. And if you're having already 5, maybe change. Have some different ones, like change them. But I'm saying what you said is amazing, and I think people should listen to this a few times. Why? Because you shouldn't start from 0 to 100. Again, if you're already in the game, perfect. Maybe you could do everything. And I guess the most important, and tell me if you agree with me on this one, is that part of persistence is being also not persistent. And that part, don't start beating yourself up. Some people say, okay, well, we want to be persistent. It didn't work. We didn't drink enough. We didn't do the exercise. So if we didn't do it, let's just throw everything away. I think people need to accept the fact that part of persistency is being unpersistent sometimes and then getting up and then continuing, but not throwing everything away, just accepting that. And I think is a really big one over there.
Yeah, it's just like, we just said, like, correct and continue. That's again why I said, like, having that journal or that planner is so imperative, because like I said, when you see, oh my God, I screwed this up, you can go back and you can see, okay, but again, like I did this. Oh, okay, it's not that big of a deal. And, to actually acknowledge, those little milestones, that, oh, hey, you know what? I've been doing this. I've been doing really good. You know what? I do deserve, a pat on the back, because, unless you're working with a coach, you're not really going to have somebody to do that. So you need to do that for yourself. And even if you are working, with a coach, I always tell my clients, like I was talking to a client the other day and she got like an 18% raise. And I said, okay, how are you going to reward yourself? She said, oh, I was just going to put it into my savings account and just forget about it. I said, no, somebody just acknowledge is acknowledging your value. You have to now acknowledge it yourself. And ended up, being a massage and going to the movies. I said, great, make sure, because if you don't, how are you going to, get more? Like that's kind of a way to kind of, have a little bit of a gratitude exercise in a way, like you're showing gratitude to yourself. A lot of times people don't even do the gratitude anyways, but at least if you give yourself a little reward, you're sharing that and you're opening yourself to receive more.
Wow, that's so important. And I also really connect to what you said about whether it's having a coach or someone holding you accountable. If it's a coach, amazing, because like you said, it's your profession, you know what you're doing. But in general, having someone from the outside hold you accountable could also really help you be consistent and, take that goal and also achieve it. And if I'll wrap everything together, I'll just say that those 5 steps are amazing and I love them. Whoever's watching this should, like I said, step by step, you're watching this. Christina gave you amazing tools. Take them step by step. And we were saying something about having someone hold you accountable. Christina, is there a way people can reach you?
Yeah, definitely. My YouTube handle is just Christina Stathis. My Instagram handle is wellness dot with Christina. You can reach me at both of those.
Oh,
Those are the social media that I'm on the most. So yeah,
amazing. I really
definitely.
appreciate that. I really appreciate giving us, sharing these really precious steps because they could really make a change. And again, thank you very much for your time, for your knowledge. It was amazing. And I wish you the best with continue helping people, helping them get their goals, achieve whatever they want in life, and just grow. When they grow, they feel better. When they feel better, the people around them feel better. So that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing because people don't realize how much, the mind and the body really are truly connected. And I always say to people when they're having a hard time in life, okay, well, what's going on, what is going on in your thoughts, how are your behaviors? Because, if things are not going the way that you want them to go, it's not outside of you, it's you. It's something about you. And once you start doing things where you bring attention to yourself and you start making those change, you change your energy. And once you change your energy, you change your life.
Love it. Love it.
So
Thank you. Thank you very much, Christina. I really appreciate your
thank
time.
you. Thank you so much.
I hope you enjoyed the video and you got some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. For us to help other people, please press that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget that the most amazing things in life are the one you take for granted.